This is All This Science, the science podcast that describes an interesting aspect of science in 5 minutes or less. I'm Naomi.
And I'm McKenna.
And we're the guest podcasters for this episode, Supernovae. Your first question might be, what is a supernova? Well, a supernova is an extremely powerful explosion of a star that occurs at the end of a star's life. They're the largest explosion to take place in space and can outshine entire galaxies. A supernova is so bright that it takes weeks and sometimes months for the brightness to fade away. Supernovae release energies of up to 10 to the 44 joules. The energy sent out by an average-sized supernova is equivalent to around 10 octillion times the power of a typical nuclear bomb. And the material that is expelled from the exploding star travels at very high speeds of 30,000 kilometers in 1 second.
There are two types of supernovae, type 1 and type 2. Both the types take place when there is a change in the core of a star. However, a change can happen in two different ways. Type 1 supernovae occur in binary star systems, a system where two stars orbit around the same point. One star in the system begins to take matter from the other star, and over time it gathers too much matter, resulting in a massive explosion. Type 2 supernovae come about as a star reaches the end of its life and begins to run out of nuclear fuel. As the star runs out of fuel, the star mass blows into the core and weighs it down until it is too heavy to withstand its own gravitational force. The core collapses and the giant explosion that is a supernova takes place.
Here in the Milky Way, it can be hard to see a supernova due to dust that blocks our view. The only supernova to have been observed and verified by astronomers within the Milky Way is supernova 1604. Supernovae often occur in other galaxies, but do occur once every 50 years in a galaxy the size of the Milky Way. However, a star somewhere in the universe explodes roughly every second.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, did you know there's another name for a supernova?
What is it?
A pop star.
NASA scientists use telescopes to study the visible light from the explosion. They also collect data from X-rays and gamma rays as well. Both NASA's Hubble Space Telescope and the Chandra X-ray Observatory have captured images of supernovas. In June 2012, NASA launched the New Star mission, the first telescope to search for collapsed stars, black holes, and the remains of supernovae. I know how they study supernovae, but why do they study them?
Well, McKenna, a supernova burns for only a short period of time, but it can tell scientists a lot about the universe. One type of supernova has shown scientists that we live in an expanding universe, one that continues to grow at an increasing rate. Scientists also have determined that supernovae play a key role in distributing elements throughout the universe. When the star explodes, it shoots elements and debris into space. Many of the elements we find here on Earth are made in the core of stars. These elements travel on to form new stars, planets, and everything else in the universe.
Supernovae cause an explosion that sends out a shockwave into nearby outer space, otherwise referred to as interstellar medium. As the shockwave travels through this interstellar medium, the gas and the dust from the exploding star are bound by the shockwave and it continues to expand. The expanding structure is known as Supernova Remnant. Do you know what the Crab Nebula is?
No, what is it?
It's a giant cloud of dust in space that is the remnant of a supernova that occurred in 1054 AD.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, thanks for listening to All This Science. Contact us at allthisscience@gmail.com if you'd like.